Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am not Doompie, as you may notice, and due to his recent computer issues, I thought I'd chip in on his little expedition he's going on. So, why not? So, today we're going to be reading The Rustling of Twilight's Jimmies. Sponsored by Geico, that is. Written by Marine Marksman. Yes. Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Mike McGalone asked as he walked into the empty room completely devoid of any life but himself. After a short pause, he asked, "Does Spike abuse get really good ratings?" Line. It was your average day in Ponyville. The birds were singing, the children were laughing and playing, and some pony caught saying YOLO and swag was tortured, and then hung in the gallows in front of the cheering crowd, as per tradition. I do agree. Twilight, as usual, was inside of her room, her face stuffed in a book called Amateur Porn for Dummies. How to Take a Dick While Being Videotaped in a Shitty Quality. This is going to be a great fanfic. She yearned to learn the next step of magic of friendship, which was friendship for benefits. However, Twilight was too focused on reading that she didn't notice a certain purple and gray baby dragon come up behind her. "Twilight?" Spike asked. There was no response. "Twilight? Come on. Seriously? Remember the last time that you weren't paying attention to me?" he asked. Line. "Twilight, the house is on fire. I'm on fire. We need to get out of here," Spike exclaimed, patting himself down in a pitiful attempt to put out the flames that were overwhelming his body. "That's lovely, Spike. You have fun with that." Twilight responded absent-mindedly, turning to the next page of her book, which was called How to Play a Game for Dummies. How to Discover that Everyone Loses the Game. Line. There was still no response. Sighing, the purple dragon pulled a chair up next to Twilight's. After clumsily climbing onto the chair and standing on his tippy toes, Spike whispered into Twilight's ear, "Xbox 360 has no game." Twilight looked up from her book, slamming it shut and turning towards the source of such heathenish comments. There stood her dragon slave, a smug smile on his face. "What did you just say?" she asked, her voice completely devoid of emotion. "I said Xbox 360 has no game." He repeated, smirking at the purple unicorn. Twilight's eyes twitched before bitch-slapping Spike across the room, sending him flying into a bookcase. Dazed, Spike looked up in time to see the bookcase topple over, spilling its contents on before him and crushing him underneath. PC is best, by the way. That might have killed many people. The purple unicorn used her telekinesis to lift the bookcase and its contents off the purple dragon. She then picked his limp body up off the ground, before slamming it against the floor again. She repeated this several times, before throwing him into the wall. She then picked up a nearby vase and dropped it on top of his head. She then picked up slabs of glass with her telekinesis and slammed each and every one onto his scales. "Want to say that again?" she demanded, hoisting him up into the air with her telekinesis and glaring at him. "Xbox 360 has no game," he exclaimed weakly. "Look, girls," Apple Bloom exclaimed, gaining the attention of her two friends, Schweedivel and Scootaloo. "I got my cootie mark," she said, motioning to her flanks, adorned on flanks with an image of a mare riding on a strip pole. "Wow, good job, Apple Bloople," Schweedivel said, patting her yellow friend on the back. Suddenly, there was a breaking of glass. The three crusaders turned in time to see Spike flying through the air before touching down in front of them. Spike was beaten, bleeding, and bruised. His right eye swollen shut. His tail also appeared to be severed. Scootaloo slowly approached the purple dragon, followed by her two friends. Poking the dragon in the side, she said, "Yeah, Spike, you all right?" "No," he answered. Suddenly, the door to the library flew off its hinges, flying towards the floor and landing on top of Spike, crushing him again. Out walked a severely PO'd Twilight Sparkle, her mane disheveled and her eyes twitching. Clutched in her hooves was a small assault rifle from Halo. "Where is the fucker?" she demanded. Why do you want to know?" one of the background ponies who were out and about asked. "Because he said Xbox 360 has no game," Twilight responded. The ponies surrounding her traded confused looks, but the 360 has no game. "No pony in town plays Xbox. It's all about PS Triple. The only pony in Ponyville that owns an Xbox is you, Twilight," another pony added. "Grandpa?" "Yes, Jimmy." Why did the ponies just keep their ignorant mouths shut? "I don't know. Fuck, kid. You're stupid or something. All I know is that it's Rustled Jimmies. Something fierce." Twilight's Jimmies couldn't handle rustling of the magnitude. Oh, by the way, we're reading the rustling of Twilight's Jimmies. Unable to cope with what she was hearing, Twilight brought her assault rifle to bear, aiming it at the head of the nearest pony. "Blasphemy!" she screeched before pulling the trigger. "How do ponies shoot guns with fingers? Just shut the fuck up, Billy. It's Jimmy. Don't make me get the cattle prod." I love this fanfic. Twilight stalked through the town, mowing down any pony in sight, only pausing to reload or take a swig from her Mountain Dew and Doritos. Ponies ran away from the crazed mare in panic, only to be shot in the back before they could get to cover. With each kill, Twilight's manic grin grew wider and wider. In her mind, the ponies were replaced by grunts, and she saw herself as Master Chief, mowing down wave after wave of miniature aliens. I never played Halo. Don't care for consoles. Suddenly there was a bright light, too bright for Twilight to handle. She dropped the assault rifle, shielding her eyes with her hooves. The light dimmed, revealing the goddess of sun, Princess Celestia. "Twilight, what are you doing, bro?" "Jeez," she demanded. I can explain," the purple unicorn stammered. "Yo, bro, you can explain you're going through this town killing my subjects without mercy? Giving me one good friggin' reason why I shouldn't send you to the fucking moon," the princess screeched, her horn glowing as she aimed it at Twilight, preparing to obliterate her with her magical missiles. "But, Princess, these heatheners prefer the PlayStation over the Xbox. It's blasphemy," Twilight exclaimed. Suddenly the princess looked up, her spell diminishing. "Really?" "Yes. Suddenly there was a bright flash that blinded Twilight. At first, she thought Celestia had sent her to the moon. But then she opened her eyes and found herself in Princess Luna's room. Sitting on the floor was Princess of the Night, playing Halo on her Xbox 360. "Oh, hello, Twilight Sparkle," Luna greeted. "Care to join me on a round of Slayer?" Twilight nodded eagerly, taking a seat beside the blue alicorn and picking up a controller, signing into her Xbox Live account and joining Luna's game. "Take that, you faggot!" Luna exclaimed as she shot another Spartan point blank in the face with her sniper rifle, killing the red Spartan instantly. Luna then teabagged the red's corpse. Of course. Twilight then smiled, content knowing Celestia was probably destroying Ponyville at the moment of their blasphemy. Of course, Celestia was too kind for that. Instead, she took every PS3 and Wii in town and sent them to the moon and replaced them with Xbox 360s. And every pony was happy, except for the dead ones, of course, because they're dead. And Spike, whom every pony took turns beating with a 2x4, as was tradition. Author's note, fun fact, Spike is actually one of my favorite characters in the show, next to Twilight Sparkle and Pinkie Pie. But I just love writing Spike abuse. It's very fun to write, serially. I recommend you go write some. Whether you find it disturbing or not, you'll find it very fun to write. Another fact, Rainbow Dash and Shining Armor are worse ponies. Oh, man, that's a kick in the teeth for a lot of people. Yeah. All right. That was a wonderful, wonderful fanfic impression. I hope everybody on this channel of I Don't Know has a wonderful day. Peace off. Oh. Okay, now, peace off.